The boys are back in studio for episode 29, season 2 of the Daily Intermission podcast. I'm joined, as always, by Nathan Brown. How are we doing today, my man?
We're doing pretty good. It's a little weird being back, feeling the studio vibe here.
Yeah, fresh off a week in Ottawa, Nate, and yeah, like you said, it feels a little foreign. Got the foreign feelings, but I should say before we get into the pregame show, Nate, that this is brought to you by Manscaped. You don't want to be going in with a huge bush.
No, you don't. You don't want to be going in anywhere with a huge bush.
It's never a good scene. We talk about it, how you've got to keep it trimmed. So go to manscaped.com, use the code TDI to get 20% off your order, free shipping. Get that Lawnmower 4.0. I mean, Nate uses it all over his body.
I do. It's a spectacular piece of equipment. I use it everywhere, as we heard in a few episodes ago. It's great. And I mean, use code TDI, you get 20% off, free shipping. I believe Greg mentioned that, but I mean, that's got to be one of the best deals you can get around.
It's amazing.
So.
Go check it out. I mean, I think they're rolling out shampoo and body wash, and I mean, it's great product. So go support the brand, go support the show, and make sure you keep yourself tidy for all those loved ones in your life.
Because you never know.
You never really know. All right, Nate. Well, we're fresh off an Ottawa trip.
Yep.
Went up to the nation's capital, caught 2 NHL hockey games, buzzed around the university, Bywood Market. I think all in all, it was a great trip. It was a long week. I mean, there was a lot of content being created, but all in all, I enjoyed my time there, Nate.
Yeah, it was a good time. I mean, the only thing was the hotel. I mean, we didn't have a whole lot of airflow. There wasn't opening window, which was a real burden for me. I sleep with a lot of airflow. I got a fan, I got my window open every night. So it was a bit of a change. And then come to find out on the final night, I then realized that there was indeed a fan and we just didn't have it on.
Yeah, it was a tough scene. I mean, there was a few mornings waking up and there was some dry bodies, mouths. I mean, you name it. I mean, I could barely breathe some mornings, but that, I mean, yeah, I mean, it probably would have been convenient, but yeah,
probably.
Yeah, it was an interesting hotel. There was an interesting scene going on. There was 3 elevators. You never really knew which one was coming.
Yeah, that was bizarre. I'm still convinced the whole place is a front. I don't know what it is.
Are they laundering something?
There's something. I get some real Marty Bird vibes in there, man.
Yeah, I got those same vibes.
A couple of like the people working there, like we're not going to mention the name of the hotel or anything, but like the guy, what was he talking to us at the front desk? He's like, "You guys eating at the bistro yet?" It's like, is that even your business? Like, and I have, and it's trash. I wouldn't say that because I thought he was going to stab me, but that's besides the point.
I was a huge fan of the Starbucks. Starbucks is my favorite coffee, and I had one every morning.
Yeah, but it's just crazy. They have a Starbucks in there, and then it was just literally the worst restaurant of all time.
Yeah.
Like, it was just like, why do you even have the Starbucks?
Yeah. My breakfast sandwich wasn't that bad. I know, Nate, you kind of had like this... I don't know what you had going on that first morning, but
dude,
it was rice for breakfast.
Dude, okay, yeah. I'll just get into the story. So like I'm going down there and I'm expecting high things because the place we had in Calgary, I mean, the people who work in there, beauties, man. Yeah. Like this guy, I didn't even have to ask. He was bringing over my breakfast. He knew what I wanted. All I did, I just wanted like eggs. It was like, comes with like bacon, like the green onion, stuff like that. And then I asked for breakfast potatoes. So it's like kind of a big mash.
Yeah.
They brought me out quinoa. It was like 8 a.m.
What is it, a skillet that you're looking for? Like almost like a skillet?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's just like I get quinoa and the guy brings it out. I couldn't even hear. The guy wasn't talking loud enough for me to even like be able to speak to him. So then he brings out the quinoa and I'm like, oh my God. And I wasn't even going to say anything. He's like, oh, you got potatoes, didn't you? So then he brings me a side of potatoes like 15 minutes after. I'm like, yeah, sick, dude.
Yeah.
Unreal meal.
Yeah, there was a few L's taken for sure on the trip, but I did want to mention, we take a lot of Ubers when we're on the road. I mean, obviously we don't have a car, we don't rent a car, so we're in the Ubers a lot. So we ended up at the second hockey game on Thursday, Ottawa versus the Nashville Predators. We were taking an Uber home. We saw kind of this taxi van waving us down. It was really cold. It was raining, and I was like, let's just hop in that. We ended up ditching the Uber, and my Uber rating went down. And I didn't really know this is a thing. We live in rural Nova Scotia. We don't have Uber where we're from, so I guess your Uber rating is kind of a big deal. So we get picked up the next day and I got lectured for about 15 minutes, the entirety of the trip basically, on how I need to fix my Uber rating. So there were some generous tips given out for the rest of the trip. I'm still currently working on my Uber rating, Nate.
Yeah, I mean, well, the guy was, the way the guy was breaking it down, I thought, like, I hadn't seen Greg's rating, obviously, but I assumed it was somewhere between a 1.6 and a 2.1. He's like, yeah, it's a 4.6. I'm like, that's pretty good. Like you're 0.4 off of full stars. Like, I mean,
I don't know how it works, but
I assume the person that we kind of bailed on obviously gave you an absolute zilch.
Oh yeah, it's just a horrible review.
Yeah.
Anyway,
sure.
I do want to mention, Nate, so quarter one, we're going to get into the PGA Tour, obviously, the Masters over the weekend, extremely exciting. Quarter two, we're getting into the MLB. Obviously, it's been opening day. I mean, we've missed a ton, as we always do when we're on the road. Halftime show, we're going to go through our most electric athletes, most must-watch athletes through our lifetime. Quarter three will be the NBA, which the playoffs start tomorrow night, and the NHL will conclude episode 29 of season 2. Nate, before we get into quarter one, I did want to mention Dwayne Haskins, man. Super sad news. Former quarterback for the Washington football team as well as the Pittsburgh Steelers. Unfortunately lost his life over the weekend, and just such tragic news. And you know, it's you hate to see, you know, people, you know, it's just tragic, man. It really is.
It is. What, he got hit by a dump truck?
Yeah.
That's what I'm understanding, which is like crazy. I mean, yeah, rest in peace to the guy, but holy smokes, man. It's just like a bad, brutal way to go.
Absolutely.
Hit by a dump truck.
Yeah, no, it's extremely sad, and obviously our thoughts and our prayers are with the Haskins family and just, you know, the football world in general. I mean, they're mourning the loss of a good young quarterback, the Ohio State family. He was a starter there in Ohio State, but Nate, it was electric, man. The Masters is the best golf tournament of the year. It's must-watch TV Thursday to Sunday, I'm sorry. And we're going to go into quarter one of the PGA Tour. And, man, there's nothing like it, man. Augusta National, it's just, that golf course is so pristine. It's so prestigious. And I can't get over how amazing it is every year.
Yeah, some could argue it's almost too prestigious. Some of the facts we were digging out.
Do you want to go through some of those?
Yeah, we'll go through some of the stats. It was unbelievable. I was just like reading along, and then I got into kind of a hole on the internet while we were watching, and it was just fact after fact. I mean, one is like, you walk in, you can't have chairs with armrests.
Yeah.
Which is just like, I guess.
You can't run.
You can't run.
Walking is mandatory.
If you bring your baby, you can't even put them in a stroller. No strollers permitted. No strollers.
The first female was admitted as a member in 2012.
Yeah, and they didn't allow African Americans in until 1990. And then 1990, and then Tiger won in 1999.
Yeah,
it's like, holy smokes, fellas! Like, let's like. Yeah. I don't think it's talked about enough.
No,
it's a full blown.
Insane. We're gonna do a nice TikTok segment and YouTube segment on the obnoxious rules of Augusta National, but there is a lot.
I just want to double down again too, in case you guys didn't hear that. They didn't let women in until 2012.
Yeah, it's been 10 years since women were allowed as members, in the establishment, but it's just outrageous. The golf course, though, I mean, you can go. It's the one golf course on tour that if you're a golf fan, you could just go hole by hole. Like, it's just, hole one's got the par 4 around the corner with the bunkers, and then 2 is the par 5 down the hill, 3 is the par 4, short par 4, it's almost drivable, and 4 is the par 3. I'm not going to go through them all, but this is going to get outrageous.
Yeah, it's like, so anyway, you get to 17, right? You see that piece of dirt on the side.
Yeah.
But
no, it's truly amazing. But Scotty Scheffler, Nate. Scotty Scheffler wins the Masters. This is his 4th win in his last 6 starts.
Ridiculous.
He's now the world number 1. I mean, this guy, he was the rookie of the year on tour, I think in 2020, of 2019, if not. And I think he graduated from the Korn Ferry Tour in 2019, won the PGA Tour rookie of the year in 2020. But, made the Ryder Cup team as a selection. There was a bit of uproar. I mean, he hadn't really broken through, and then the Waste Management wins, and then he hasn't really looked back. Like, this guy is on, like, his game right now is in the best shape I've seen a golf game in a long, long time.
Wild. What's he? 4 out of 6 his last few tournaments.
Yep.
It's just absolutely crazy, man. And like the whole weekend as well. Like, it was, man, like he didn't really screw up. And you know what? Like, I thought was the big turning point, because obviously Cam Smith came in hot on the final day.
Yep.
Like, he had the 2 birdies right off the hop, but I believe it was the 3rd hole.
Yep.
And when he chipped in,
it was like a bump and run, hit the pin. That's it.
I was like, this could be the turning point, and it literally folded like Cam Smith. I mean, it would have been tough to get through.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I apologize about that, listeners. I'm going to put my phone on airplane mode, which I do forget to do on the odd occasion.
It happens.
But yeah, you're right.
Very generic ringtone.
That final round too, like, it was getting exciting. Cam Smith, like you said, birdie start, and then he bogeyed the 3rd. They both huge hooks off the 3rd tee. But 12, man, 12 was you look back to when Tiger won the Masters. Francesco Molinari and Tony Finau dumped it in the pond. Brooks Koepka, the group before them, dumped it in the pond. Jordan Spieth in 2016 dumped it in the pond. That pond on 12 plays a huge role. Scheffler, high hook, long left.
Yeah.
And just was like, I'm not dealing with anything.
That's the one Cam tripled too, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So it's like it was done. I really thought it was going to come. I was hoping it was just going to be like hole by hole, just absolute bloodbath. And I thought it was going to be that way when, as you mentioned, when he hooked it over to the left, and then Cam also hooked his to the left, and I was like, okay, like he's in better shape. And then it's like you get that chip in, it's like, oh my goodness, dude, this guy can't miss right now. It's outrageous.
So Rory McIlroy had himself a day of the round of the tournament. He shot minus 864 in the final day, hold out of the bunker on 18, got him to minus 7
sick.
into the clubhouse. I mean, I thought that there might have been a chance. I mean, Scotty, he didn't feel the pressure, man. It's a testament to how calm he is out there. And, you know, he's just, you can't really, he's so calm. And I don't know, like, how golfers, you feel the pressure. Obviously, I mean, you heard before the round, obviously, when he's off the golf course, that's when he feels the most pressure. But he you couldn't wave him. He was just dialed in the entire round. And
yeah, he was. He besides the fact he damn near blew it on the final hole. Not that he damn near blew it, but I was like, man, imagine he gets like just completely like goes back and forth like amateur golf tournament kind of style, and it's like him and Rory are doing a playoff. But
for sure.
Also, when you brought up Rory chipping in, Morikawa chipped in right after him. That was absolutely sick, dude.
Yeah, to get in the house at minus 4.
It's unreal.
But I mean, those are 3 guys. I mean, you look at Cam Smith, you look at Rory, you look at Colin Morikawa. I mean, I would be fairly confident in saying that those guys will be in the mix for years to come at the Masters. I mean, I know Rory's kind of, right in the heart of his prime or kind of towards the end of it, but I mean, it's just such a challenging course. It demands, such a unique game. And I mean, Scotty Scheffler, your 2022 Masters winner. But the biggest storyline all week long was the return of Tiger Woods 14 months after almost losing his leg in a car accident after the Genesis Open, man. I mean, that to me was what made the weekend, man. I don't know if there's a more captivating athlete on this planet. I mean, he's the most fun athlete to watch. Tiger Woods, man, made his return. He looked good. He looked really good. -1 his first day at Augusta National. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Couldn't really get it going in round 2, and then obviously it was cold weather in round 3. Kind of, he kind of stumbled and couldn't get anything going on day 4. But he's back.
Oh yeah, I mean, for not playing in 14 months like an actual competitive tournament, unbelievable. Like it was just ridiculous, man. I still can't believe he played. Like it's still wild.
Yeah, I mean,
obviously, and as you said, he looked good too. I mean, he's obviously carrying the driver a lot of the time as like support on the leg. Like, man, he must be just like every day must be such a battle for the guy, man. Like he's had seems like every surgery known to man.
Yeah. Trials and surgeries, no, for sure. But no, Tiger being back is so good for the game of golf. He is the needle. Like Jeff O'Neill likes to say, when Tiger's at a tournament, he times everything by 3. Venue, food, logistics, everything times 3. He is the face of golf and will continue to be so. So we're not sure when his next return will be, Nate. I'm thinking the PGA Championship makes a lot of sense next month.
What was it he announced? He's playing in one of the majors coming up. I think it was,
it's St. Andrews where he's won before in Scotland. It's a very flat course. It's a links course. That is no question. Be interesting as well because with the PGA Championship and the U.S. Open, that is sanctioned by the USGA, which if any of you are golf fans, you understand the type of test that the U.S. Open and PGA Championship demands. I mean, the rough is up to your knees. It's just you're lashing out of just insane conditions. So we'll see. We'll see if Tiger can peg it. I think he's going to. I think at his age and at the juncture of his career, I think he'd be foolish to kind of let a major go away. I think with his iron play and he was driving the ball fairly well. So we'll see. And it is worth mentioning, Nate, this week it's the RBC Heritage. It's at Harbortown in North Carolina. So we'll be following that closely. Kevin Kisner is a guy that I'm looking at early in the week, but we'll continue to monitor that, Nate.
Yeah, I love it. Looking forward to it.
All right, moving to quarter 2, episode 29 of season 2 of the Daily Intermission podcast. It's Major League Baseball season. Opening day was last Thursday, and it's alive and well, man. It's weird seeing the new faces right off the get-go. I mean, Correa on the Twins and Simeon in Texas and Seager in Texas. It's just it's odd to kind of get accustomed to these new faces and new homes.
Yeah, Simeon right away too. He may as well just stayed in Toronto the whole summer and just got ready for the show. But yeah, it is cool. It's sick. It's back. The Jays, obviously, that first game. Holy smokes, dude! Yeah, I was like, the hype is gone. Down 7-0, and then they win. Yeah. It's like, okay, these boys they're going to win the World Series.
Come back. No, exactly. And I think Toronto, I mean, they're going to have such a great season. What an electric lineup they have. But the Yankees, their bats have been alive early. They took 2 of 3 against the Red Sox.
Josh Donaldson with the walkie.
Yep, and Stanton's got 2 dingers already, and Rizzo, I think, has got 2 dingers already. So, I mean, if that lineup can stay healthy,
dingers, that's for sure.
Yeah, if that lineup can stay healthy, I mean, they're going to be a scary team. There's no questions asked, but we'll see. I mean, it seems like Stanton's a guy who plays like 100 games a year, if that.
Yeah.
And Judge seems to be injury prone as well. But Ohtani for the Angels struck out 9 in his first start.
Yeah, man.
They ended up losing the game, but I mean that Angels it's kind of I mean, you're bringing in Noah Syndergaard. I mean, you got Mike Trout, you got Ohtani. We'll see what that team can do. I mean, I'm not sure if they can make a ton of noise out in the AL West, but we'll see.
I feel like it'd just be tough to they get a wild card probably. I don't think they're good enough to get ahead of Houston.
No, I don't think.
Yeah, we'll see. It goes back to like when you brought up Ohtani, like last year. I was like, all right, how long is this crap going on for?
Yeah.
How long can this guy be a legit pitcher and just absolutely spank home runs? And it's still happening.
Yeah, he's a legit unicorn. Like this guy
crazy.
is the real deal. And we'll see. We'll see if my biggest thing is his hitting stats. Like, will he be able to rip dingers like he did last year?
Yeah, I mean, eventually something's gonna wear out, whether it's your arm, because I mean, initially it's just like, okay, this is Jeremy Lin 2.0 kind of thing.
Yeah.
And now it's just like, holy smokes, man, he's still going.
Are you saying that because he's Asian? No.
Whoa. Yes, no.
Yeah.
No.
There's obviously the comparison there.
Now I'm, yeah.
All right, Nate, let's go through the American League and the National League, and let's predict who do you think is going to win the divisions.
All right, let's go.
And we like to do that in the previews. So the AL East.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, obviously, we got 4 teams that are going to be absolute wagons.
Yep.
I mean, what was it? We were looking at the projections from MLB.com.
Yep.
And they projected the Yankees, Blue Jays, Red Sox, and Rays all to go 88 and 74.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know who's just copying and pasting at the MLB network, but I don't think that's really going to happen. I think the team whoever wins is going to be a little lower win-wise just because, like, I mean, it's juiced. You play a ton of games against the division, but I'm going to go with, man, I want to say the Blue Jays, and I kind of want to say the Yankees, but I might go with Tampa.
Okay.
I might go with Tampa.
Yeah.
Just because I feel like, I don't know, I think they're going to be able to like kind of slide like behind all the hype and stuff. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I don't know. I'm going to go with Tampa.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Blue Jays. I know it's kind of a homer pick. I'm a Red Sox fan, but I think the Jays have just done such a tremendous job, and their rotation seems to be the strongest in the AL East. And I mean, you've got 2 of the best hitters in baseball, in Bichette and Vladdy Jr. And I think George Springer, a full healthy season. I think these teams going to be really scary.
Matty Chap too.
Yeah,
beauty.
Absolutely. So I saw he struck out 5 times I think in his first game. So
yeah, I got to give him a little time. Though.
Yeah,
used to that. Oakland,
there was some good looking cuts. Some good looking cuts.
Oh yeah, he's swinging for the fences. There's no doubt about it.
All right, the AL Central, Nate.
AL Central. I'm gonna go with the White Sox.
I am as well.
Yeah.
I like their pitch. I like their pitching staff. I've always been a big fan of Dallas Keuchel, and don't forget about Lance Lynn last year. He had a Cy Young caliber season. So yeah, I mean, I think we're on board with the White Sox. Moving into the West, I think we're probably
we kind of covered it. Yeah. Astros. Maybe we'll give a little love to the Angels.
Yeah, for sure.
See what they get going.
Maybe
the Mariners are there too.
Yeah, that's right.
So
that's right.
See what's going on. Yeah, it could be a good one
for sure. Moving into the NL, Nate, I'm all over the Mets in the East.
Ooh, okay. I don't hate that. I'm probably just gonna roll with the Braves.
Yep.
You got Acuna Jr. back. Like, could be. I don't know. Obviously, they lose Freddie Freeman. It's a bit of a loss.
Yep.
By any stretch of the imagination, but I'm gonna go with the Braves.
Okay. Yeah.
And you're rolling with the Mets. I like that Mets pick.
The Central, I'm going with the Cardinals.
Okay. I was gonna go Brewers.
Okay.
I'm predicting a big one out of Christian Yelich.
Every homer they got the guy who goes down the slide.
Yeah. And they also you can't sleep on the pitching with Boxberger.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, can't miss that. Who doesn't love a box burger?
Yeah.
All right. And in the NL West, I'm going with the Dodgers.
Yeah, I'm going with the Dodgers too. I thought about Padres, but I think Tatis Jr. Yeah, just losing some time. I feel like that's going to be just like enough for the Dodgers to kind of have that. It'll be hard to catch them anyway.
Yeah.
And I feel like that'll just give them a little extra boost. So I'm going to go with Dodgers, but we'll see what happens. I mean, our projections have been good sometimes, and other times we'll go out there and pick the Seattle Kraken to make the playoffs. So you never know what you're going to get.
You never really know with the daily intermission, boys.
You don't.
All right, Nate, World Series champ, who you like?
Oh, man. It's so hard. Like last year, I wouldn't have, even when playoffs started, I wouldn't have picked Atlanta.
159 games to go. Who do you like?
So I tell you, I like what I'm seeing from Matty Chapman. He's swinging for the fences, and man, I don't know. It's going to be so hard. We'll probably end up doing this a few times, and our opinions will change. But I'm going to go. I want to say the Jays, but like I just don't. I'm saying Jays.
Okay,
I'm saying the Jays are going to win it.
All right, I like
the Jays.
I'm going with the New York Mets.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going with Stevie Pierce to get the boys firing on Twitter. And I like what I see of the Mets early and often. And I mean, this is just very, very early. Maybe we'll do a mid-season pick and then
Or
right
I
for
mean,
the
we could
playoffs.
even do a quarter of the season pick as well.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
right.
The season goes on for 18 years.
That's right.
Be the Mets' first win since 1986.
Yeah.
That's not true.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just throwing out numbers.
Okay.
I just wanted to see. I picture someone just driving in their car, just like, that's incorrect.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
people
Oh,
call
yeah.
you.
Well, it happens all the time, I would say.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Nate, we're moving into the halftime show. That will conclude quarter 2 of season 2 of episode 29 of the Intermission podcast. We're moving into the halftime show. And I think Tiger's performance this week inspired the halftime show this week. So we're going to go through our top 5 must-watch athletes from our lifetime. So when they were playing on TV or if they were on a playoff run, it was forget what you're doing. Cancel the plans. You're watching this player play.
Yes.
Nate, coming in at number 5. Who do you have?
I've got a little bias here, and I got Alexander Ovechkin.
Okay.
Now, I'm leaking a few of these back. I'm going back to... back when this guy was like lights, when this guy's scoring 65 goals, he's hammering everything in sight. Like it was hard not to watch this guy. Like he was obviously on national TV all the time. Like Capitals before him, dude, you weren't getting a national televised game. Like
for sure.
So I'm going to go with Ovechkin for my 5th one.
Okay.
Obviously best goal scorer of all time in my opinion. So
for sure. Yeah. I'm not going to argue with that.
Yeah.
I'm coming with, I don't know if it's to left field, but I'm going to go with Michael Phelps.
Yep.
This guy, obviously the most decorated Olympian of all time, but I remember, through the Summer Olympics when Michael Phelps was swimming, like you knew what time he was in the pool and you were watching it. And like, I remember being in big gatherings, watching Michael Phelps going for the gold and like just watching the world record lines and watching him and figuring out where he was.
You're watching everybody completely even and then him a full body length in front of them.
Yes, exactly.
And it wasn't close.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
But no, I think he was such an electric athlete to watch, and he was for me must-watch television when Michael Phelps was on the TV. He's my number 5. Number 4, Nate, for me.
Yep.
I have Roger Federer.
Okay.
And this kind of hits home a bit for me. My grandmother was a huge tennis fan, and through the summer she would always have Wimbledon on. And I remember where Roger, he had the Nike headband on, and he was dominant for a long time. He was the first one of 20 majors, and I'm not sure how many Wimbledon titles he won, but for me, he was really a guy that I wanted to watch play when he was playing, and especially when we talk about Wimbledon. Wasn't so often invested in the U.S. Open and the Australian Open, the French, but when Wimbledon was on, I want to watch Roger.
Well, Wimbledon's just Wimbledon.
Yeah, it seems like they'd be like the Masters of tennis.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. My number 4, I'm going Steph Curry.
Okay.
This is just a guy, like, I just love watching shooters.
Yep.
So whenever there's, like, if Steph Curry's going to be on the TV, I don't even look at anybody else.
Yeah.
And that's no disrespect to Klay Thompson or anybody else on the squad. But, man, I just stare at the guy the entire time.
Yeah.
Takes shots. He doesn't even watch him go in. He runs back. It's like,
for sure.
How are you that confident,
3-time NBA champion. I mean, best shooter of all time. No, it's hard to argue, man.
Yeah.
He's been captivating. I'm staying in the NBA for my number 3, Nate, and it's LeBron James. Probably, arguably the best basketball player of all time, if not top 2. I mean, his accolades, he's been to 10 championships through our lifetime. I mean, he's been just must-watch television. His abilities, athleticism is off the charts. And, I mean, this guy, even some games this year at age 37, I'm just like, he still is one of the best players in the league. He's
was it that dunk he had the other night when he just, like, it was like...
It's outrageous, the dunks he has. It's crazy, but for me, it's LeBron James at number 3. His title runs were just must watch.
I like that. My number 3 is Lionel Messi.
Okay.
I mean, soccer fan or not, you can't stop but watch when this guy, you'd see a highlight of him where he just somehow dribbles through the entire team and scores. Yeah. I mean, he's obviously one of the GOATs. I mean, that's a hard thing to say, one of the GOATs, but he's an absolute legend. Yeah. It's Lionel Messi.
For sure. Yeah.
Throw that on a World Cup. I'm watching Argentina all day, baby.
Yeah. Who's your number 2?
My number 2 is Usain Bolt.
Okay.
And that goes back to something you said too with the Michael Phelps thing.
Yep.
It's like, the time Usain Bolt is running.
Yes.
You're getting in there about 5 minutes early. You're watching him do his point and go when he wins. He's just, dude, he's obviously the best track and field athlete of all time.
Yep.
There's no doubt about it.
Yeah. He's been the fastest human of our lifetime.
Exactly. Faster than a cheetah.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that can't be top speed cheetahs.
I mean, can you imagine watching that race? I
don't even know how you'd sanction it. It's like, you're just going to trust the cheetah to run the race? Because like that
could end up pretty bad.
That's I'd love to see the waiver for that. That one's not going down.
That's going to be a tough one to coordinate for sure. But I mean, I'd love to see it. I'd pay for it.
No
Probably
kidding.
some good money.
I mean, if people are paying for Logan Paul fights, I think they'd pay for Usain Bolt chasing the cheetah.
Front row in the safari.
Oh my God! Just got your hat on.
Yeah.
Binoculars.
Oh man. All right, my number 2, Nate, is Tom Brady. I mean, I don't really have to go much into this. He's been to 8 championships. He's he's been to more than that. He's won 7 Super Bowls. He's been to 9. Just such a. No, he's been to 10 Super Bowls. He's won 7. Sorry, but I mean, through my lifetime being a football fan, he's been my favorite athlete to watch, and just his ability to come back. And when Tom Brady's playing, he's been must-watch television for me.
For sure. So I'm going to come in with my number 1. I'm looking on here. I would have gone with Michael Jordan somewhere around here.
Yep.
I thought you were taking him.
Okay.
So I would have taken him probably over Steph Curry. So we'll give him an honorable mention for Michael Jordan.
Well, I didn't watch Michael Jordan.
Yeah, I know. Me neither.
Okay,
so it's like,
Was he must-watch for us? No.
No, not really. No. I was like 6, but anyway, my number 1's Cristiano Ronaldo.
Okay.
I mean, this guy's an absolute stick. He's got the most goals all time for a soccer player.
Yep.
He's got the most followers all time.
Yeah. He's the most famous human.
He's literally the most famous human being on the planet.
Yeah.
I have a hard time not picking him at number 1.
For sure. I like that. I mean, just the shirts off celebration. He's just such a wagon.
And just before your number 1, I'm throwing in an honorable mention.
Sure.
And this went on for about 2 or 3 years, but you could not watch it, and that's Blake Griffin.
Okay, yeah.
That guy just throwing down dunk after dunk, dude. It was ridiculous.
Yeah. There's got to be a nice honorable mention list for sure. But my number 1, Tiger Woods. I've been a golf fan for a long, long time. And I remember I used to sit at my job, and if I couldn't watch Tiger's round, this was every single tournament he would play. I'd be refreshing Twitter for Golf Channel Tiger Tracker. He would do shot by shot every single hole. And he's just been so captivating. I mean, when he's on the golf course, I need to know how he's playing. You know, and I wasn't even a huge golf fan during his dominance, and I still love the guy. And you know, he's just been the face of the sport, and when he's on TV, I'm not far away from him.
I'm sure the Masters numbers were up this year.
100%.
You could say that.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Well, that's the top 5. So maybe, Nate, what I'll do is I'll make up a nice list for Instagram, and we'll compare the 2 lists, and we'll see how people's compare to ours.
Yep.
But we're gonna move into quarter 3.
Quarter 3
of season 2.
Got some NBA chatter.
It's NBA chatter, Nate. So the playoff picture's set. So we got in the Eastern Conference, I guess, so both conferences. So we've got the play-in games.
Yeah.
So the play-in games are set, and so the first game, Nate, will be Cavs versus Nets. How do you think that's going to go down?
I'd probably put the farm on Brooklyn.
Yeah, I would as well.
Like, I also just want to get out here. Like, these playing games are stupid, I think.
Yeah.
I don't like them.
Yeah.
I know it's like exciting, I guess.
I'm not a huge fan either. I'm going to be completely honest with you. And I know now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, and I know we've kind of talked about it through the season. I don't know if it's even necessary. Like, you know,
is it just one and done? Or do a little, okay.
Yeah. So the Cavs play the Nets. If the winners go in, the loser of that game, the Cavs and Nets. So it's 7 versus 8 and 9 versus 10. So 7 versus 8. The winner of that game gets in, and then the winner of the 9-10 plays the loser of the first game to get in.
I gotcha.
Yeah, so
I guess that's probably the best way you can go about it, because if you do the 7v10 and then the 10 wins and auto gets in, then there's gonna be some issues.
For sure. So we got Cavs Nets. The winner of that will go in.
Yep.
The loser of that will play the winner of the Hornets Hawks.
Yes.
Which should be a good basketball game.
Yeah.
2 electric guards, obviously, with Trae Young and Melo Ball.
Not
Melo Ball.
I'd rather
Lonzo.
see.
No, yeah, Melo Ball. Sorry. Go ahead.
I was just saying I'd rather see Atlanta get in.
Yeah, I think so too.
Trae Young, actually.
Yeah, for sure. I really like LaMelo as well. But and then the Spurs Pelicans, the winner of that will play the loser of the Los Angeles Clippers and the Minnesota Timberwolves. And if you do remember, Nate, the Minnesota Timberwolves, they've surprised a lot of people this season. I remember during the Ian McMillan podcast, I said one team to watch that has not been great these last few years is the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Yep.
And we find themselves having a chance to get into the playoffs. But yeah, it'll be an exciting few days. I think, Nate, we'll break the NBA down more on Friday when when all of the series are set.
Yep.
And we have a better idea of what the playoff picture is going to look like. It sounds like it's going to be Raptors Philadelphia, so that's going to be a really exciting series. Shaq last night on TNT said that he projects that the Philadelphia 76ers sweep the Toronto Raptors.
Yeah, which I thought was a little strange, because if you look at the season series, I believe it's 3-1 Raptors, which I mean doesn't really obviously tell you a lot. And
I wonder how many games James Harden played in those.
Probably 1, and it's probably the win.
Yeah, for sure. But let's just kind of walk through the regular season. And I know it's been a long regular season in the NBA, but any big surprises to you? I mean, I think first and foremost, the Lakers being such a dumpster fire. I mean, with that trio of LeBron James, Russell Westbrook, and Anthony Davis, I think, the the outs from outside looking in, you'd think that this team would be very successful, but they just have had such a terrible season.
I mean, dude, I think I picked them to win at the start of the year.
Yeah.
I was like, man, they're juiced. They got Westbrook, Davis, like LeBron. They didn't make the playoffs, dude. It's unbelievable. That's definitely something. I think most shocking for me is the fact that the Washington Wizards didn't hold up their end of the bargain at the start of the year when they were absolutely a fire wagon.
Yeah.
And they just flat out missed.
Yeah.
Flat out missed. Not even in a playoff game, dude. They were in first for like 2 weeks. It's a joke.
Yeah, some other surprises for me, Nate, were the Cleveland Cavaliers. I mean, this is a team that since LeBron's left hasn't really done much, but Darius Garland played incredible. He was an all-star. I mean, Kevin Love coming off the bench. You've had Evan Mobley, the 4th overall pick, or 3rd overall pick, play extremely well. So I think the Cleveland Cavaliers, I mean, they've plummeted a little bit here in the last few months, but they're going to be in the play-in games, and they're a team that was a big surprise. The Memphis Grizzlies for me.
Yeah.
John Morant coming on.
Second place.
Yeah, as a player, maybe one of the best guards in the league. I mean, I didn't see the Memphis Grizzlies being as competitive as they were, and they're going to be a threat come playoff time. I mean, they've beat all the good teams in the league, and they seem to have something good going there.
Yeah, I guess another one would be the Raptors.
100%.
We were like pretty sure, like, they'll get into a play-in game probably. I mean, they finished 5th.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they don't even have to do a play-in game. So
this is a team that had the 4th overall pick a year ago.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Quick turnaround. You got to love it.
Scotty Barnes, it looks like he's going to have a fantastic career in Toronto. And Nate, just a side note, did you see that the Lakers are targeting Nick Nurse as their coach next year?
No, I didn't see that. All I saw was they just canned the guy.
Frank Vogel, see you later.
He's toast. I mean, he didn't have a shot. I mean, he was probably getting fired 20 games in. LeBron probably went up to the GM and was like, get rid of him now.
Yeah.
Well, he's already under contract. We may as well run him the year.
Yeah.
But,
Oh, exactly. My MVP, Nate's going to be Joel Embiid, and my Rookie of the Year is going to be Scotty Barnes.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm going with Nikola Jokic.
Yep.
He's the betting favorite.
Okay.
So I'm going to roll with that. Do you look at Defensive Player of the Year at all?
I haven't looked at the Defensive Player of the Year, but
Looking kind of to Marcus Smarty.
Okay.
Marcus Smart.
I love that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
he's a dog on D.
Who'd you say your Rookie of the Year?
Scotty.
Okay, I'm going Evan Mobley.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah, we're rolling. We'll see
Absolutely.
what happens. We'll see what happens with your
100%.
awards because
So
one thing you can't do is call everything right.
No, my gosh, no. I mean, I'm sure there's some. I mean, I think Jokic and Embiid are the betting favorites for the MVP, and I think that Scotty Barnes and Evan Mobley are leading in the Rookie of the Year. And
I mean, at this point in the year, it's going to be one of the two.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
so it's like
exactly. So we'll get into more award talk here in a few minutes in the NHL, but that'll conclude quarter 3, season 2 of episode 29 of the Daily Intermission podcast. We're moving into the NHL, where it's been a hectic few weeks, and the playoff races are alive and well in both conferences. More for seeding in the Eastern Conference, and I mean, there's some teams on the fringe in the Western Conference.
There
I mean,
is.
what's going on? Is Vegas going to make it? Is Vancouver sniffing it out?
Vegas is in that tough spot right now where they're fighting for every point, and then they also have to rely on other teams losing, and it's kind of not happening for them. Like Dallas last night pulled it out, and it's like, geez, man, like it's going to be tough for them. It's going to be tough for them to get in. And if they get in, I saw a thing today. It was, I believe it was Jay Onright put it. It was like Edmonton. It's like, who would you rather play first round, Vegas or LA?
It's
I
LA.
was like, is this even how is this a question?
Yeah.
Dude, if Vegas gets completely healthy, like this is literally one of the top 2 or 3 teams in the entire conference.
Yeah. We'll get into the biggest surprises. LA's certainly been one of them.
No kidding.
But Austin Matthews, Nate, he scored 51 goals in his last 50 games. He's got 58 on the season. He's now has scored the most goals in a single season by any Toronto Maple Leaf in the history of the organization. He's now has scored the most goals ever as an American-born hockey player.
Yep.
Austin Matthews, man, he's the real deal, and I hate to I mean, obviously it's an amazing accomplishment. I mean, there's only been, if he gets to 60, there's only been 20 guys of all time, right?
Yeah, he'd be the 21st.
21st all time.
Yeah.
So some of those names, Nate, are like,
Oh yeah, like basic easy names.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Ovechkin.
Yep.
You got Steven Stamkos.
Yep.
You got Bernie Nichols.
oh, that's right.
What are some other
Gary
notables?
Curry.
Yeah, Wayne Gretzky. I don't
Yep.
know if you heard of him.
Mario
Mario
Lemieux.
Lemieux. Steve
Yep.
Schutt. Just like guys like that, like it's just these guys that just ring out. They're household names.
Yes, that's right.
Especially Steve Schutt and Bernie Nichols.
Yeah.
Who the hell is Bernie Nichols?
Bernie Nichols?
I'd never in my life.
Mike Bossy has 5 as well.
Mike Bossy was an absolute freak of nature. Should have put him on the list.
For sure.
Another guy we didn't watch play, but
So we think it's safe to say that Austin Matthews will win the Hart Trophy and the Rocket Richard this year, Nate?
I think so. And I think a few factors here.
Yep.
Here's what I'm thinking. 1, you score 60.
Yep.
That's a big one.
Yep.
2, yeah, I mean, you're in big time market here where you got Leafs. There's going to be some voters absolutely losing their shit.
Yep.
Number 3, plain and simple. I mean, Connor McDavid and the boys have already won a few.
Yeah.
You know they like mixing it up.
For sure.
You know they like mixing it up. You get that narrative out there. It's like the last 2 Hart Trophy winners going against each other.
Yeah.
I think Matthews is going to win it.
For sure.
I do.
It's crazy. Like, when I dissect the most valuable player for a team, the race should be a lot closer than it's going to be. Austin Matthews, I think, is going to end up winning it. But I look around the league and I look at some teams.
Oh, man.
Most valuable
To those teams?
to those teams.
I mean,
doesn't Roman Yossi come to mind?
100% Roman
Yeah.
Yossi. I mean, it's a wild year. I mean, you got
Yeah.
Roman Yossi. I mean, you could even probably... I
Shesterkin.
was going to say some people are going to definitely throw Shesterkin in there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Anyway.
maybe coach of the year there in New York. I don't know.
Yeah, our
Who
guy
knows?
Gerard. Gallant.
There's a I mean, what would that
They
be
might fire him, though.
Yeah, well, they will. They'll
Yeah.
gas him. That would be
Yeah.
his, I think, his third Jack Adams with 3 different teams. He definitely won one with Vegas the first year, 100%, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
I'm not, and I don't know that, but I just have to assume who would have won over an expansion team's coach
going
that made
to
to
the
the Stanley
finals.
Cup final.
Yeah,
And
I
I know he
agree.
won it with Florida, and then they gassed him the next year.
Yeah. Didn't
I-
they gas him like in the middle of practice?
Yeah, dude, they gassed him.
They
in the
called him
middle of
like an
Vegas,
Uber or
12
something.
games in after
Yeah.
he won or something stupid like that. It's ridiculous.
Anyway, it's crazy. But it looks like a little Bruins-Leafs matchup first round. We'll see. I mean, the Bruins are outside looking in. They're looking like that race is still not concluded yet. There's still 9 games left. So we'll see when the dust settles who plays who. But Nate, biggest regular season surprises for you. What do you got?
Biggest regular season surprise.
Yeah,
I mean, LA's up there.
gotta
For
be
sure. I didn't have them in. There's no doubt about it.
No.
I mean,
Chris Kreider 50.
Chris Kreider 50 is absolutely stupid.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Chris Kreider.
I never even would have. I would have looked at the betting odds on that at the start of the year and laughed in the sports books' faces. And
Yeah.
you probably could have got it at probably plus 10,000.
For sure. Johnny Hockey, Nazem Kadri.
Johnny
some
Hockey.
some names that come to mind.
Nazem Kadri, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, I think just even the Calgary Flames in general.
Yeah, no, for
they
sure.
were a dumpster fire last year in the Canadian bubble, and
Yeah, they
they've
were.
come back and
I thought they were toast. They kind of like got rid of some pieces. Like when they lost Giordano, I was like, that's gonna be it for the boys. Like,
yeah, for sure. But yeah, Markstrom. I mean, what's he got? 9 shutouts.
yeah. I mean, it's crazy. I feel like we've been talking about him having 9 shutouts for like 2 months.
Yeah,
now.
I
It's like
think
mix
so.
it another one, Jacob. Like, what are you doing, buddy?
Yeah, he's been
But,
snoozing.
Yeah, that's definitely one for me. I think LA is probably the
biggest one.
biggest one. I
Yep.
think off the top of my head. Maybe the Islanders.
The Islanders,
missing,
I was
just
thinking as
because,
well.
Like, and it's not like I think
Yeah.
they're good. It's just
No.
like it's the same crap every year. They're
Yep.
dust, and they somehow make the playoffs.
The Flyers for me are another one.
Yeah,
I thought that
they-
they were going to make a nice jump.
Yeah,
if you
they're
listen to
just
our
a joke.
preseason, we were loving them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think there's. I don't know if there's any divisions we nailed. We'll have to go back and look at the posts. Actually, we probably don't have that post up anymore.
No.
For
No, we
So
don't.
anyway,
We-
that's actually fire under the bridge, folks. That those picks didn't happen. I had LA making it.
Okay. Yeah.
No.
All right, Nate. So we get the playoffs just around the corner. So I think by Friday we'll have a better idea of what that playoff picture looks like. Not exactly what it'll look like, but we can start kind of previewing what we expect.
I think we can almost say it's Florida Washington though.
Yeah.
That's looking pretty.
Yeah, it is.
pretty ingrained, which I'm all on board.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun series to watch,
is.
and
I'm
there's
ready.
some potential for some upset. I'm going to be picking some upsets this year in the NHL.
Yeah. Why not?
But Nate, let's talk about the regular season. Let's talk about the award winners, and we're starting
Yeah.
things off with the Hart Trophy winner.
The Hart Trophy. Well, I mean, we covered it.
Yeah.
We're going Matthews.
Yeah, we're going
It's going to be
Matthews.
tough for him not to win it. I feel like.
The Vezina Trophy winner.
Vesna. I feel like, again, when we're talking about the Hart, we threw Shesterkin's name in there. I feel like it's kind of a layup. I mean, Markstrom maybe not getting enough love as what he could be just with the 9 shutouts.
That's right.
And that's apparently blocked in. He will
Yeah.
get no more than 9 and no less.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Shesterkin as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like
Shesterkin.
it's just, the hype's been there all year.
Yep.
So, I'm gonna
Norris
go with
Trophy.
that. Norris Trophy. I'm telling you right now, I mean, Cale Makar is going to be up there, but if Roman Yossi doesn't win and he gets 100 points, and I've never understood this trophy. I never in my life will get it. Every year, it seems like the guy who should win it doesn't get it. The things change each year. You got Erik Karlsson win it, not playing a lick of defense, scoring 100,000 points, and then when John Carlson does that, he doesn't win it. Same with Mike Green a few years ago.
Yeah.
A little bit of bias here. I'm just pissed that the Caps defenseman cannot win a Norris Trophy.
For sure.
But I'm gonna go with Yossi.
I think I am as well, Nate, and I think there's some. Victor Hedman and Cal Makar will get some votes.
Oh, for sure. I think Makar will come in second. I figured it was just going to be Makar this year because it's like we got to get him one kind of thing. And it's kind of crazy to think that Victor Hedman can play as well as he does every single year, and he's just like, if someone has like just like a great, like Hedman's right there.
Oh, yeah.
With you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just no one even says anything.
I
about
know.
him. Like it's just so weird.
He's
like that.
if there's a team, if I'm starting a team tomorrow and there's one defenseman I get to pick, it's Victor Hedman.
Yeah,
Me.
and if it's not him, it's Yossi.
Yeah.
And then if it's not him, it's Makar.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess we got the top 3. At least it feels like it's in the right spot right now for the Norris.
You know what I noticed? was how offensive Roman Yossi is. Like when we watched him live, he was in the offensive zone buzzing down low a lot of shifts. I was like, my.
He's undoubtedly got the green light. I mean, their forward depth isn't like spectacular.
No,
I mean, they've been playing well, though. I mean, Duchesne and the boys have been going absolutely nuts.
Duchesne's had a great year.
Tanner Jeannot.
Yeah. He's a guy, we'll talk about the Calder now. He's a guy who's gotten zero love for the Calder Trophy. He's leading the rookies in goals.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I feel like Mo Sider has just been like, won the award in like December, and no matter what happens, he's going to win it. Like, I mean, Zegras has been ridiculous.
Yeah, for sure.
Tanner Jeannot. Michael Bunting has like 20-some goals as well.
I mean, Jeremy Swayman's been pretty good for the Bruins. He had that stretch where he was like 10-1.
For sure.
I mean, there's been a lot of fantastic rookies. It's been an amazing class. I mean, Lucas Raymond again.
Yeah, exactly. It's a guy that's got like 50-some points.
Yeah. But Nate, who are you picking for the Calder?
I'm gonna go with Mo Sider.
Yeah,
I mean, it's ridiculous, but like, I just don't. There's not like there's some forward. Like, I'm not giving it to Tanner Jeannot.
No.
Lucas Raymond maybe, but I feel like at that point, Sider's gonna win it over a guy on his team.
Sure.
So I think I'm gonna give it to Sider.
Sure.
You know, he's only got like 5 goals, but like, man, he plays well.
I'm gonna go Trevor Zegras. I'm gonna change it up, and just because of the fact he's such an electric player, he's gonna be the face of the Anaheim Ducks for a really long time, and I have no idea which way it's going to go. Like you said, Nate, it sounded like the voters and it sounded like the buzzer in the NHL has pretty much given the award to Mo Sider. I mean, he's going to be a great defenseman in Detroit for a really long time, but I want to switch it up a a little bit. All right, Nate, Jack Adams.
That was also your pick at the start of the year.
Yeah, it was.
So I like you standing pat with it because I think mine are completely all over the place. Jack Adams. I'm going to go with, I think, Gerard Gallant.
Okay.
I think that's kind of a safe bet.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard. Maybe Daryl Sutter, too. I mean, Daryl Sutter's going to be up there. I think I'm going to go with Gallant. I mean, they missed playoffs last year. Most often or not, you see it a team that didn't make the playoffs and then make the playoffs. Yeah. So I'm going to go with Gallant.
I'm going to go with Andrew Burnett.
Okay.
For Florida. Obviously, Quenneville, obviously, with the whole situation with Chicago and him having to leave his job.
Was that this year or last year?
That was this year.
That was this year, early in the year.
This year, yeah. Okay. And so Andrew Burnett took over, and they didn't miss a stride. I mean, they've been the best team in the NHL in the regular season, in the Eastern Conference anyway.
For sure.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't really know. There's a million different ways you can go with the Jack Adams this season, you know, and we'll see what happens. I mean, Sheldon Keefe might poke his head in.
See what happens.
We'll see what happens.
Apparently, it's a regular season award, but we'll see what happens there.
But that'll conclude quarter 4 of episode 29 of season 2 of the Daily Intermission podcast. And I'm a little rusty, to be completely honest. Just getting back in the.
It's been a minute, man.
Yeah, it has for sure.
It's been a minute, but we're back.
All right, Nate, let's get into the fire wagon and let's get into the dog water of the week.
Let's go.
All right, my fire wagon is a guy with the name of Tiger Eldrick Woods.
Okay.
This guy was nearly died, nearly lost his leg 14 months ago. Now he's pegging at the Masters, made the cut. You know, he's got the best player in the world wearing his clothing. I mean, he is Mr. Golf. It's Tiger Woods. He's back in action. He's an absolute fire wagon. He's getting my fire wagon of the week.
Oh, man, I was just giggling there because I was
the big cat.
The big cat. I was just thinking of some of the quotes I heard watching the Masters this week. One of our friends of the show was around the boys, and what was it he said? He's like, it's amazing to see him doing what he is when he literally had a shattered pelvis less than a month ago. It's like, I was just cracking up. But so that's your fire wagon. Mine is going to be Scotty Scheffler.
Yep.
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, the way you said it, it was quite clear. But I mean, this guy's won 4 out of 6, as we talked about at the top of the show.
Yep.
He just won the Masters. This man won his first tournament and went to world number 1 in 42 days, the quickest by like 250 days or something ridiculous. So I am going Scotty Scheffler. This guy is dialed. You saw it out there this weekend. Scotty Scheffler, fire wagon of the week.
I love it. My dog water of the week, Nate, is MLB umpires, just in general.
Okay.
I follow this account on Twitter. I forget what it's called. Maybe MLB umps. It's hilarious.
Oh, yeah. It's I used to follow that too.
And it's just all these missed calls. And there's been a plethora of them.
Oh, it's what is it, like Fire the Umps or something like that? Is that
ring something a bell? Along those lines?
It's a sick account.
Yeah, but anyway, just the strike zones have been outrageous. A lot of check swings not called, or that clearly crossed the plate, not called strikes. I mean, the human error has been on display early and often in the MLB season. I'm just going to give the dog water of the week to the MLB umps.
I like that. That account's awesome too. They have a lot of like statistics about like which teams get screwed the most. I remember the Blue Jays were really bad last year. They got screwed around a lot. My dog water of the week, however, folks, back to back, we got Bryson DeChambeau. Richard right now, he's just pumped. He's just grabbing onto whatever he's got. He's probably fist pumping air. It's Bryson DeChambeau. This absolute guy comes in. Obviously, we all know this story. He called it a par 67 a few years ago. He comes out, he shoots plus 12, he misses the cut. And you know what the funniest thing about it all is, Bryson? There were amateurs in the tournament that beat you by 5 strokes.
Very nice.
Unbelievable. And how old's he?
I think he's 60 something.
I was going to peg him at 86.
He averaged 230 yards off the team, beat Bryson. Bryson came out too, Nate, and said it was a par 68 for him.
Oh, is that what he said? I thought it was 67. Oh, he said it again?
Maybe 67. No. That was a couple years back.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I said that.
Oh, okay.
Good to know we're just listening to each other.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But yeah,
I was caught in space just thinking about how much of a clown he is sometimes.
It's hard not to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's going to wrap up the Fire Wagon and Dog Water, and I'll see if Bryson can get back onto my Dog Water for week 3.
For sure. I'm not sure if he's playing at the RBC Heritage, but we'll check in. But,
well, if he's not, then he has a Dog Water for being a coward.
Absolutely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you give us, make sure you subscribe to the podcast. Make sure you're giving us a review. Or click 5 stars. We appreciate you guys listening, and we'll be back on Friday for more Daily Intermission.
Let's get it.